All right, let's learn a new chord. And the chord that we're going to learn today is a 13 chord. A 13 chord is built from a dominant 7th chord or a 7 chord, and adds the 13 to the dominant 7 chord. Now let's take a look at how we're going to do that on the fretboard. Here's an E7 chord. And let's move that E7 chord up to an A7 chord. Okay, cool. Now we've got a whole bunch of notes here. We've got 6 notes. We've got 2 E's, 2 fifths, and 2 roots. Let's get rid of them. We're just going to get rid of them. They're gone. That leaves us these 2 notes. And these 2 notes are the 7th and the 3rd of the chord. And all we need is that flat 7 and that 3 to tell us everything that we need to know about this chord. So that's that sound on its own will give us the sound of a dominant 7th chord. Just the 3, which tells us whether the chord is major or minor, and just the flat 7, which tells us if the chord is a major 7 or a dominant 7. Okay, so that's also called the tritone, and there it is. Now what I want to do is add the 13 to these 2 notes here, right? Where do I get a 13 from? I mean, I don't know. Let's try the mixolydian mode in A. The mixolydian mode is like an A major scale with a flat 7, if you want to look at it that way. And it sounds like this. I'm going to play it in 1 octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, and root. You can see how that works. How that works nicely with the dominant 7th chord, right? Now let's play that through an entire 2 octaves. That's mixolydian. Let's give each of those scale degrees, a number. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hey, we're going to learn a 13 chord. There's a 13. I'm not going to let my finger off this chord, or this note, because I know that's the 13. I started on A. There's my 13. And where are those 2 notes that I got out of the A7 chord? Here they are. My flat 7, my 3, and my 13. What an easy chord. Right, there it is. There's my 13 chord. What just happened? Okay. Here's what happened. We started with a big bulky A7 chord. And that big bulky A7 chord, we just got rid of the roots and the 5s, leaving us just the tritone or the flat 7 and the 3. Then with the mixolydian mode, and the reason we choose the mixolydian mode is because the A7 chord comes out of that mode. We played all the degrees of the mixolydian mode counting up to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's my 13th note. And I add the tritone below the 13. And here's my root. Now, if I want to, let's say, play a 12-bar blues using 13, why don't I go to the 4 chord as a 9? So rather than D7, I'm going to play it as a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back to my 13. E9, D9, A13. E9 with a raised 9. 13. You can put the root on top. And then D9. Okay, but let's say I've got a bass player that knows what the notes are. Let's just say. So A7 becomes A13. And then D7 becomes D9. But I'm going to let the bass player get my root of the chord, right? There's the root of the chord. I'm going to let the bass player get that. I'll take it out. And now I've got a chord that's abbreviated and even a little shorter, right? So check it out. A13. D9. Look at how easy this is. And then 13. E9. D9. A. 13. Let's add the raised 9. And back to 13. Okay, now you can hear that there's some pretty nice sounds there. Here's that old rule that I keep saying over and over and over again. Chords come from scales. This A7 chord comes from that mixolydian mode, and each degree of that mixolydian mode is numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't need all of the notes of this chord here. I can just use 2, right? And the same thing goes for each chord. I can abbreviate the chord and just add the note that I want. In the case, the color note that I want. So in the case of the 9 chord, I'm just adding the 9th, but I'm still just playing just the 3 and the flat 7 of that chord now. A13, D9, E9, D9, and A13.